we are Team 17, and we are here today to consult Kakao for a better future. Our team will cover first briefly about the Kakao's industry and competitors, and Kakao's auto service from supply chain to strategy. We shall go deeper with Kakao Taxi, CarDog, and Kakao Driver. And then we shall evaluate acquisition of Loan and forecast their synergy. Finally, we will suggest what Kakao could do for a better future. I would start from the industry. Kakao is gradually investing much more aggressively on the mobile app service, especially on auto services through acquisition and other developments. So let's see more about the big picture of mobile app industry. In the value chain of mobile app industry, there are 4 different parts: data, service network, infrastructure, and customers. At the back-end side of mobile app value chain, there are datasets, which are the main inputs. They provide information about business and customer. And next is the main part of the value chain, service network. It is composed of developers, distributors, platform providers, investors, app marketers, and advertisers. And next is infrastructure that provides supportive service like OS. Finally, there is customer that includes individuals, enterprises, and government organizations. Generally, mobile apps earn profit in 3 ways: from paid-for apps, in-app purchases, and advertising. The in-app purchases is the best way to generate revenues because free apps take up 90% of the total quantity downloaded. So we'll see which factors have significant impact on revenues by analyzing and comparing figures of the competitors using multiple regression model. The selected competitors were Naver, SK Communications, and Facebook. For these selected competitors and Kakao in the mobile app businesses, MAU, monthly active users value, is considered to be important. We set increasing rate of revenue as the dependent variable and increasing rate of operating profits, MAU of mobile messenger, ratio of R&D investment to revenue, increasing rate of general and administrative expense, advertising sales, and contents and other fees revenue as independent variable. In multiple regression analysis, R-square value is 0.95 and only p-values of increased rates of marketing and sales are over than 0.05. Other independent variables seem to statistically significant regression model. The regression model proved that those factors that may make differences between Kakao and its competitors have covariance with their revenue. One thing to be emphasized is that according to the regression result, global MAU seems to affect very small amounts. Our team believes that if the auto business brings out a proper profit structure, MAU and revenues could have a more positive correlation. The next presenter would be Herin.
Kakao's supply chain is composed of 3 categories: supplier, service network, and consumer. Kakao, the distributor in mobile app service industry, makes contracts with program suppliers. Also, Kakao signs contracts with other stakeholders in service network, advertisers, and platform providers. In this value chain, Kakao has 2 operating strategies. One is economies of linkage. By exploiting this, Kakao shares information of businesses, and those linked businesses generate synergy among themselves. Kakao is utilizing economies of linkage by connecting its services. The other one is platform involvement strategy. It refers to a case where one platform absorbs the other. At first, Kakao launched KakaoTalk and absorbed unrelated function Kakao Game. As a result, Kakao Game could grow into a platform that links mobile game companies and mobile instant messenger users. It also expanded into auto services. Kakao's first auto service was Kakao Taxi. It exploited no price system for both suppliers and customers. Although there is no profit, Kakao provided it because they wanted to increase their market share in car taxi auto business, and they were successful. After its success, Kakao expanded its business area into premium car taxi, Kakao Black, for profit. Considering cab services in Korea, there are several stakeholders: customers, taxi companies, drivers, and car taxi companies. Our team predicted its stakeholders' gain or loss. Customers, taxi companies, and drivers are the winners because of Kakao's no price system. Because it provides free car taxi service, customers can reduce their cost for car taxi, and taxi drivers and companies can find passengers easily by Kakao Taxi. However, car taxi companies suffer losses. Kakao Taxi's no price system is inimitable for other companies. Many car taxi companies' cars have significantly decreased. Considering all stakeholders, Kakao Taxi enhances overall welfare, so its success is inevitable. In this case, car taxi companies need appropriate response in order to survive in the competition. They have two choices. One is improving their own service. Car taxi companies can learn from Kakao Taxi's shortages and improve its service. Second, car taxi companies can cooperate with Kakao Taxi. Kakao has no facility and just provides auto service by mobile application. To complement this situation, Kakao Taxi and existing car taxi companies can work together.
Hi, I'm Sungtaek Won, and I'll talk about Kakao Taxi and two other auto services that Kakao is providing. Kakao is providing Kakao Taxi service for free, and our team would like to suggest two ways it could earn profits through Kakao Taxi. The first solution is providing a snatching option for the customers. People complained that with Kakao Taxi, drivers can refuse the deals from the customers, which is illegal. The snatching option allows customers to tap the snatching option. This makes the customer to pay 2,000 Korean won through Kakao Pay and immediately send the message to the closest taxi. And this message is not cancelable, meaning the taxi has to accept the deal. The other solution is executing contents charging. Customers should not be charged as they can easily switch to other apps, but drivers, on the other hand, can be charged. Driver's taxi app will be charged 10,000 Korean won every month. However, this solution should be executed carefully after Kakao Taxi overwhelms all other competitors and its market share increased to 70%. The expected profit per month is 2.24 billion Korean won, and if Kakao could make data free to be zero for this app, this solution would work better and faster. Now I shall talk about two other auto services by Kakao. Out of several auto services Kakao is providing, CarDog and Kakao Drivers seem to be the two most attractive services. CarDog is an auto service that provides a platform between repair shops and customers who need their cars fixed, and this promises reasonable price estimate for customers. We segmented the market into brand nationality of cars and geography and targeted the foreign brand car owners living in Seoul, Gyeonggi-do, or Incheon. The positioning it will focus on is the connection between customer and honest mechanics through competitive bidding. Regarding the marketing mix, it is simple. The price would differ from deal to deal, as CarDog would be receiving commission per deals. The place would be everywhere, but it will start in Seoul, Gyeonggi-do, and Incheon. Product is the CarDog and the sense of credibility system between stakeholders. For promotion, ATL or the above-the-line promotion is recommended, as Koreans are exposed to all kinds of multimedia advertisement. Also, connected advertisement between CarDog, Kakao Driver, Kakao Taxi and Black, and Kakao Bus, and this will make people think of Kakao when they think of traffic or transportation. Now the next one is Kakao Driver, and this is an auto service that provides a platform between the designated drivers and car owners who need their cars driven for several reasons, including alcohol-related appointments. The drivers are welcoming the emergence of Kakao Driver, and it has been only 1 month since it started, but already 40% of the total designated drivers signed up and became the Kakao Driver. We segmented the market based on the lifestyle of the potential consumers, which include their employment status and drinking habit and geography. We targeted salesmen living away from downtown and its positioning would be safer experience for consumer, reasonable price for drivers. Regarding the marketing mix, the price would be different per deal, as Kakao will receive 20% commission from Kakao driver. The place would be everywhere, but mainly in downtowns in metropolitan cities. The product is Kakao driver, and the experience of safer trip for customers and reasonable deal for drivers. For promotion, again, ATL is recommended, and in addition to the integrated advertisement, it could also position to be fighting against not only drunk driving, but also sleep driving, by sending out this social message that they are equally dangerous. This is all for me, and I'll pass on to the next speaker. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Duchan and I will make a presentation about the financial part of Kakao. On January 11, 2016, Kakao announced that they would acquire 76.4% of Luen for 1.87 trillion won. Kakao's stock investors estimated it was too expensive for Kakao and tried to sell their shares, but Luen investors thought there would be some benefits and synergy for Luen, and the stock price of Luen increased by more than 5%. From now on, we will evaluate whether Kakao overpaid the target or not using market capitalization, industry PB ratio, and DCF model. First, market capitalization. You can see our calculation in the chart. From the perspective of market capitalization, Kakao overpaid more than 254 billion won for merger premium. Second, industry PB ratio. In this part, we chose 6 companies in the same industry having comparable market capitalization with Luen, and the average PB ratio of these companies was 5.67. We multiplied PB ratio by the Luen's book value of equity, and then multiplied 76.4% to estimate the appropriate price for the part that Kakao bought. In this calculation, Kakao overpaid more than 812 billion won. Third, DCF model. We estimated that the status quo value of Luen was more than 2 trillion won without considering any possibility of M&A with Kakao, and Kakao overpaid more than 222 billion won. In this calculation, we use stable stage growth model because the market of digital sound sources has grown stably, and 92.5% of Luen values came from distributing record and sound sources in 2015. We estimated stable growth rate at 4% because return on capital has laid between 14% to 15% for recent 4 years, and Luen was expected to reinvest almost 30% of its earnings. In conclusion, without considering any synergy of M&A between Kakao and Luen, we estimated Kakao overpaid the target. However, there must be some synergy not only for Luen but also for Kakao, and we have to consider it when we evaluate Kakao's overpaying. The main benefit that Kakao can derive from Luen is strengthening contents and power in the music and K-pop market. Kakao has various different contents and platforms, but its music providing app, Kakao Music, failed to take over the music contents market. Luen, however, the parent company for Melon, has the top position in overall Korean music market. In 2015, Luen secured more than 8 million of unique visitors, which accounted for almost 60% of the total UV in this market, and dwarfed its competitors, KT Music's, CJ and Bugs, and others in the online music service. Kakao could provide a better music contents for its users and use absolute power of Luen over K-pop and music market to penetrate international market against Naver and Naver Line. Next, the main benefit that Luen can drive from Kakao is extending its music business to Kakao users, which is estimated to reach almost 50 million. Combining Luen's distribution network of records and sound sources with Kakao's mobile platform, Luen could have more opportunities to attract consumers and secure more unique visitors using integrative ID between Kakao and Melon. We thought this synergy would influence cash flow of Luen and Kakao and calculated it using DCF model. You can see our estimation on PPT. In conclusion, Kakao made a loss without considering any synergy, But when it comes to including the synergy on this estimation, there would be profit more than 3 billion won. From now on, we will make a recommendation about the Kakao stock at June 1st, 2016 using DCF and relative valuation. First, DCF valuation. The stock price of Kakao ended with 98,500 won. You can see our calculation in this chart, and the fair price of the stock would be 90,000 won. The price of June 1st is overvalued, and we recommend you to sell or short sell the stocks of Kakao. The next valuation we are going to use is relative valuation. We used the P ratio and the cost of equity because we thought it would make a great explanation about the characteristics of the industry. The P ratio of Kakao combined with Loen was 73 and the cost of equity was 7%, but the appropriate analytical P ratio for Kakao was 4, and from the perspective of analytical approaches, it is overvalued. In the regression approaches, we choose 106 companies for industry regression and 1,748 companies for market regression and calculated 43 and 9 for appropriate P ratio of each regressions. It also said the price of Kakao overvalued on June 1st, 2016, and in conclusion, we strongly recommend you to sell the stock of it. This is the end of my presentation, and the next speaker, Hanil, will talk about the future directions of Kakao.
Hi, I'm Hanil, and I will present Kakao's strategy after acquisition. This is SWOT analysis of the status quo. Kakao's strengths are acquisition of Loen, exclusive share in domestic market, and big data platform. Weaknesses are low performance outside of Korea, services without profit model, inactiveness in searching service, and inadequate killer content. And then diversification of the mobile service and expansion of Southeast Asia are opportunities. Lastly, mobile game developers' deviation from Kakao game, rapid increase in marketing expense, and lines preoccupancy in overseas market are threats of Kakao. Based on SWOT analysis, we would like to recommend 3 options that Kakao could implement. First option is launching cloud service. As KakaoTalk users started to transmit many images and files, they need space to store and manage those files. As Kakao can approach the contents easier from various Kakao services, Kakao can differentiate their cloud service from other cloud services. Our second option is launching a new killer content service which combines Kakao channel in KakaoTalk and Melon. It will help the communication between K-pop stars and fans through one-man broadcasting service. With this option, we expect a significant increase in users in Southeast Asia. The last option we suggest is expansion to Southeast Asian markets through fintech. The usage rate of credit card in Southeast Asia is low, whereas that of prepaid card is very high. So our team would like to recommend to link prepaid card and Kakao Pay. This strategy can lower the entry barrier to use Kakao Pay as a payment method as it becomes much easier. Kakao has been actively expanding its O2O market horizontally. Kakao Taxi, Kadak, and Kakao Driver have been introduced into market. Through these models, Kakao will be able to finally earn profits based on its strengths as the main platform provider in Korea. In addition to strengthening the domestic market, Kakao also showed its willingness to expand to global markets. With acquisition of Loen, Kakao seeks to use their killer contents and K-pop resources to penetrate other markets. Our team learned a lot about mobile market through this iCore project, and we hope for the best of Kakao's future. Thank you for watching this video.